Yo, what it is, it's your boy MB, ready to do the daily breakdown of the S&P 500 on the futures market. Today is Friday, May 10th, 2024, Mexican Mother's Day, so go ahead and tell your mother Happy Mother's Day, whether she's Mexican or not. Today was a pretty wild day. We're kind of all over the place, so let me break it down for you, starting with this 1 hour chart. So yesterday we had this area of resistance. We finally broke above it. It was acting as support, and obviously we started this clear uptrend. And then overnight, we ended up finding a new support level right here around 40.75. So a bunch of hour closes right here. We break out of this area. And so pre-market, we found a high, pull back and off of the supply zone. Finds a new area of support right here. And it was right off of this trend line. So yesterday, we started this uptrend and we got a couple of bounces on it. So I extended it pretty far off. And then this morning, we touched it exactly. So let me break it down, starting with this 5-minute chart. So plan number one was this pullback onto this trend line. So we actually bounced on it at 8 o'clock exactly. So we got a pretty nice move up, and then we had a nice pullback at market open. So from 55, we dropped like 5 points. Pretty much touched this trend line exactly. And so I get in right here at 51.5. So I had a pretty good entry. And then it was smooth sailing after that. Pretty much went up 10 points with no problems. And then we ended up having some trouble in the supply area. I didn't really see a particular area why we sold off at 62. Just happened to be that way. And it was pretty aggressive, so nasty move to the downside. You can see that we bounced on the trend line one more time. So from 51 to 58, it was like a 7-point bounce. And at this point, because this move was so aggressive, this close came all the way down here. I wasn't really considering longs or shorts because I felt like it could have gone either way. So we touched the 9 moving average, we get a rejection, and so it was basically a bear flag, but still not a clear area of where this rejected. So skipped out on this play, but play number 2 was a break off of the support level. So if I go back to the 1 hour, you can see we have the support level, and then we ended up breaking below that. And so this is where we get play number 2. So play number 2 was a break and retest of the support level at 50. We retested it. It acts as resistance, and so from 50, it was about a 10-point drop to the downside. And then if I go back to this 1 hour chart, we ended up hitting this demand area, and so it was a pretty aggressive move to the downside, but all these 1 hour candles ended up closing above this support level at 40.5. So that was the first thing that I noticed, that maybe we might get a bounce. The second thing is we bounced off of the 30 moving average, and then the third thing was that there was this demand zone here. So if I delete this, there was this wick off of this 1 hour candle, and so there's buyers down here. And so this 1 hour candle got a little bit above that before it got bought up. And then this candle at 10 o'clock, broke below it before getting bought up. And so it just looked like there was buyers down here. So on this candle at 11, whenever we pulled back down, I ended up taking a long down here. I ended up getting long somewhere over here. So we had this area. It was basically like an inverse head and shoulders. Here's the left shoulder, here's the head, and then here was the right shoulder. And so what I did was I waited for us to get a close above this 40.75 level, which we ended up getting the close here. So I probably got in somewhere around 11.25 off of this retest. And then I ended up having a 5-point stop loss. And so my entry was at like 39.5. And so I got close to getting stopped out a few different times, but never did. And so that one was a pretty choppy play. It took pretty much all day for it to end up playing out. But my target level was this area right here. So previous support acting as resistance. And so I knew that we would probably grind up, and I didn't think it would take pretty much all day, but it did. And then we ended up rejecting the level perfectly. So that would have been plan number 4 if it didn't come so late in the day. It was literally within 10 minutes of closing. So, we rejected this area still, acted as resistance, but it wasn't a 10-point move. It was pretty close, but not 10 points. So not going to count that play. So best 3 plays of the day. We got a trend line bounce, kind of like yesterday, break and retest, and then inverse head and shoulders. So a good way to end the week. Finally getting some volatility in this market. And hopefully next week will be the same because there's heavy news pretty much all week, I think. So I'll see you tomorrow when I do the breakdown of the best play of the entire week. And then I'll see you on Monday. I love you.